Hello everybody, my name is Ryan, and we're MandRproductions, and welcome to my review of the LEGO Star Wars Summer 2017 Jakku Quad Jumper. Its set number is 75178, it has 457 pieces, and in the United States you can get this for $50 US. If you guys plan on purchasing this set from Amazon, please use my Amazon affiliate link down in the description or top pinned comment below. The Jakku Quad Jumper was only briefly seen in Star Wars The Force Awakens before it was promptly blown up, so we do only have this on screen in a movie for only a few seconds, so I think it's an odd choice for a LEGO set by LEGO, but I still think it does work. It has a great function in that you can basically make it blow up like it does in the movie. It includes 5 minifigures being BB-8, Rey, Finn, a First Order Stormtrooper, and Unkar Stug, who was previously a book exclusive, one of those LEGO Star Wars books, until he came out in this set a few months later, and I was a little bit upset about that because I thought he was going to be a book exclusive, and then he came out in this set, so if anyone went out and got the book just for the minifigure, they wasted their money. Anyway, let's take a closer look at the figures. The first minifigure we have here is Rey, and this is the Force Awakens Rey version in her Jakku outfit, which looks pretty darn awesome. Of course, my favorite part of this figure is that hairpiece. I love that triple braid or curl in the back or whatever it's called. I think it looks amazing. Her face looks pretty good, but I really love the print on the torso, waist, and legs. I think it looks really great, and it's very continuous. I love when the print continues from the torso to the waist to the legs, and I think this minifigure is a great example of that, as it does so perfectly in my eyes. Around back, you'll see a pretty simple back print. However, it does not continue down on the back of the waist or the back of the legs, unfortunately, which would have been pretty cool. It's something that LEGO has not quite, adventured into, and I'm sure for good reason. Obviously, you don't have a print over the back of these. However, I think LEGO could do it. Now, she does have a second face, so if we lift up this hairpiece and flip it around, you'll find she has a little bit more of a stern look on her, which is pretty cool looking, so you can switch those out whenever you feel like it. So, pretty nice minifigure. Next up we have Finn, also in his Jakku outfit, wearing Poe's jacket. Pretty darn awesome looking. I like this. I think he looks really awesome. I think we got this guy with the original wave of the Force Awakens sets already, though. But he does look pretty cool. He's got that very nice hairpiece. I love the way this hairpiece feels. If you remove the hairpiece, you can find that second face underneath, a little bit of a more stern look as opposed to the face on front, which is a little bit more ready, war cry type face. I don't know. They don't really get a happy face on this one. He's like ready for war, and then just kind of a stern, stoic look. You can see that back print's pretty simple. The front torso print's pretty nice. You're not going to get anything on the legs, unfortunately, but pretty nice figure overall. Nice inclusion, Rey and Finn. And of course, to go with Rey and Finn, you get BB-8, the perfect sidekick for the two of them. He looks pretty darn awesome. It's just the regular classical BB-8. It's nothing new. We haven't seen any new BB-8 prints. However, it's still very nice to get in a set for $50. I think it's pretty fair to get this minifigure here. I really like him. I think BB-8's an awesome figure. And for people that want him, if this is a set that you want to get, you don't have him, then this is a great set to get BB-8 in. And next up is a minifigure who I thought was exclusive to a DK book, but then this set came out, including this minifigure, Unkar Stug, and man, does he look ugly. He's got this kind of green torso with a weird print of a jacket. His face is just all types of messed up. He comes with a weird gun, and that's why I include it. Usually I don't show the minifigure weapons when I'm showing off the minifigures, but I just thought I'd show you guys this kind of weird weapon that he has. So that's the figure. I thought he was going to be exclusive to like a DK book, which he was originally for like maybe a month, and then this set came around, so that was unfortunate. But this is Unkar Stug, the main bad guy in the set. And lastly, we get what LEGO on the box calls a First Order Stormtrooper. However, this is more of one of the heavy artillery Stormtroopers. He's got the backpack, and he's got a different torso print than the regular Stormtroopers. So I don't really understand why they called him a regular Stormtrooper on the front and not one of the, specialty names, but they didn't. You can see the backpack there has the same print as we've seen on the First Order Snowtroopers, and then he's got a back print underneath. He doesn't have a second face. He just has that regular Stormtrooper face. However, if you remove it, you can remove the backpack, and then you can take a look at the back print, which is pretty simple. It's like one of the standard back prints. However, it's pretty nice looking as well. Kind of looks pretty nice under the backpack piece here. I actually like the way that looks. And let me get that head back on, and the helmet. The helmet's just a regular First Order helmet. It's nothing special, so it's just a regular First Order Stormtrooper helmet there. But that's the First Order Stormtrooper included in the set. A pretty nice sidekick for Unkar Stug to go against Rey, Finn, and BB-8. Starting around front of the Quad Jumper, it is called Quad Jumper for a reason. Quad meaning 4, and 4 meaning 4 engines on the Quad Jumper. So that's a pretty simple naming scheme for this ship. It has a very nice cockpit in the front where you can fit Rey and Finn. The only kind of qualm I have with it is there is a little bit of space between where the cockpit ends and like the interior, so a little problem there. This can fold up. You can also bring it up on these Technic pieces here, and you can see there are 2 seats in there. There's also a couple of stickers in there with some little control panels. Getting figures in there is going to be pretty easy. They just drop down onto these studs. We can drop Finn in here in the back. Plop him down. You got to push him down to get him into where he's supposed to stay, and then Rey in the front, who you also can push down onto the studs to get to stay. So you get both minifigures in there. They actually fit in pretty nicely. It's a pretty nice and spacious area. They have plenty of space for their hands to work with the control panels there and everything. So a very nice little spacious area, and then you can close them up in there just like that, and you can still see them in there, which is pretty awesome. On the flip side of the quad jumper, you can see the 4 engine pieces on the back here with the transparent orange domed pieces. I really like those. You can also see some little printed pieces underneath them as well. There's also like a second little cockpit in the back as well, so you can lift it up all in one piece just like this. Get to the interior. You can take Unkar Stug's weapon and put it onto the side here with the little clip. Fold it to the inside so that there's plenty of space there. There's also some thermal detonators on the interior, or just on the left side. I think it does come with an extra one though, so you could also put it on the right side. And obviously there is a seat for Unkar Stug. He can drop right in there onto those grill pieces, and he's going to fit in pretty nicely. You just got to slither him on in there. It's a little bit of a tighter fit than on the front end of the ship, but he does still have a lot of space once he's in there. Of course, you can see this little turret here, and the problem would be is when you close this door, it's not going to close all the way. Well, they've done something very cool, and they've made it so you can open up this little hatch as you're bringing it down, and essentially it's so that you can have Unkar shooting out of the back while this thing is flying, which is really awesome. So he can use his stud shooter while the ship is flying, and if you don't want to be using it, you can fold it up and close up the whole thing, which is really awesome too. So you get a couple of different functions out of that, but just for a little test, we'll show it shooting. You push it down to pull it out, and push this up a little bit higher, and to shoot it, just go like that and it shoots off. So pretty simple, and then you can fold it right back in, close this, the hatch, and get away. So very, very simple yet effective design. As far as the sides of the ship goes, they use stickers on the sides to get a little bit of detail, and they also use these little fins on the sides as well, which look really awesome. They have guns on the top and in the front here, so all around they use pretty much a similar design on the engines, the 4 engines. However, they are slightly different, each in their own way, either flipped or with a little bit of different part usage or stickers or whatever it may be. So I do want to take a look at the main feature of this set, which is where you can actually make it blow up. So I think I'm making a pretty fair assumption when I assume everybody watching this video has already seen Star Wars The Force Awakens. At the time I'm recording this, it's been out for like 2 years, so I would think you've seen it if you were going to see it. Anyway, this is a ship that both Rey, Finn, and BB-8 happen across at the very beginning of the movie, and they're about to fly it away, and then it mysteriously explodes. Well, it gets shot by a TIE fighter, and it explodes, and so they have to run off to the Millennium Falcon. So this was only on screen for maybe like 2 seconds, so all you have to do with it is there's this thing on the top, and you just push it down really hard and really fast. You can see this little sticker piece up here as well, just a little panel, I guess, or detail control panel. I don't even know why that's up there. I guess it must be accurate to the movie, or maybe it's to hide this a little bit, but either way, all you have to do is push down on this really hard and really fast to make the thing explode. So let's do it. A little bit lackluster, but it does work really effectively. Both of the top engine pieces do come flying off. The cool thing about it though is you can also see like how the interior works. You can see both these panels and how they fold up. It's very, very cool to actually get a good view of the inside of the ship and the inner workings. So I actually do like that for that factor as well. But all you have to do to reset them is just place them back on. It's very simple. There's a black Technic pin in the back, and then one of the tan ones with kind of the plus symbol Technic pins. I don't know the actual term, but it doesn't have that same grip that the black one has, and that's what really allows it to pop off so easily. So you just kind of put it back in with the black one, and the other one just slides on just like that. And I'll do it again with slow motion here from the back so you guys just get a cooler view. So it's a pretty cool feature. I mean, I really like that you can just be flying the ship along and then blow it up by pushing down on this. And one last thing I do want to take a look at is what's going on underneath. So underneath you have a few different things going on. You have this piece, which is just basically a counter to the piece on top. So when you push it up, it goes up, and same when it goes down, so that essentially when you make the ship explode, it also kind of lifts up a little bit, which is a great little addition to the feature. It's hard to see when I do it because you're basically focused on the engines, but when you do push down on this, and I don't want them to come off, it does come up as well, so that's kind of a cool feature. And the other thing is there's little landing gear bits on the bottom. They don't really fold up or go away or anything, but you can fold the one up front up twice. The other two on the sides just kind of can do that. but they can't go any farther. So it's best to just leave the landing gear down, if you even want to call it landing gear. It's just little bits there to keep it balanced, essentially. Overall, it's a really cool ship. I really like the Jakku quad jumper. It's a very unique design in Star Wars. I feel like you don't see something that looks like this very often. You get a pretty good set of minifigures, BB-8, this First Order Stormtrooper Sergeant. You also get Rey and Finn here in the cockpit, and then of course you have Unkar Stug around the other side. And just a little note, you will find trouble getting the minifigures out of the cockpit because they are in there with the studs, so especially Finn in the back here, I was expecting to have some trouble with. And then of course you have Unkar Stug in the very back of the ship mounting his little turret gun, but we'll pull him on out. And now you get a good visualization of everything you get in the set. You get Rey, Finn, BB-8, Unkar Stug, and this First Order Stormtrooper, so a pretty nice minifigure selection. Unkar Stug, of course, is exclusive to this LEGO Star Wars set. He also does come in a book, but if you want to get him in a set, this is the only way to get him. The other figures, I think you can all get in other sets, so nothing really too exclusive here. $50 is a little bit of a high price point, and I do find the feature can be a little bit lackluster. However, I think that for most kids and people like that actually are going to want to play with this, it's going to be just fine. I think people are going to like it. I mean, it doesn't work as much as you'd like it to. You'd love to see it explode and them come flying off and go like one whole foot, but that's just not the case. They more so just kind of fall down, and that's okay. I think you can't really do much more with a LEGO set. It was really cool building this set, though. The building experience is really awesome, although you do have to build 4 of what are essentially the same things. It's very cool doing the inner workings of this thing because there's just so much going on to make this thing be able to boom and explode, so I really do like that. Overall, I'd like to give this set a 7.5 out of 10. It's a pretty solid set for what it is. It was very seldom seen on screen in Star Wars The Force Awakens, so I find it to be an odd choice for a LEGO Star Wars set. The minifigure selection doesn't present anything awesome, but you do get 3 of what are the main characters in Star Wars The Force Awakens all in one set, so if you're looking at it from that perspective, I can definitely see why you might think that's great. And the overall design of the ship is just really cool and functional, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. If you guys did enjoy this review, give it a like. If you're new to the channel, of course, hit that subscribe button. If you have any opinions on this set, let me know in the comments section below, guys. I'll be reading and replying. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.